For Pity's Sake Audio Productions presents Unbridled Passion by Jordana Thompson. Read by Emily Burton.
Unbridled Passion by Jordana Thompson. Unbridled Passion is dedicated to all veterinarians for their unwavering care and compassion for sick and injured animals. While this novel is set in a real place, all characters are entirely fictitious. Any resemblance to any person, whether living or dead, is purely coincidental. Prologue. Present day. Nick Delaney's anguished cry rang out across the valley. My God, what have I done? The despair in his own voice echoed back to him, slicing through him and cleaving his heart in two. His head hung forward dejectedly, his chin on his chest and both hands clutching his unruly hair. He was totally oblivious to the cold autumn air swirling around him, chilling him to the bone. You stupid, bloody fool, Nick said to himself over and over as his fingers tore through his hair. The realization hit him hard. All his dreams were crashing down around him, driven by the knowledge that he'd been manipulated yet again by the same selfish woman. Would he ever learn from experience? You've lost the most beautiful and loving person possible. You pushed her away. You're a fucking idiot. Totally lost to the emotions that swamped him, Nick shifted uncomfortably on the wide, flat tree stump, remembering the last time he'd sat here, with his arms wrapped around the stunning and sensual woman he'd fallen in love with. She was the only person he'd ever brought to this special place, his place, which he'd dreamed they'd share, having a family and building a wonderful future together. But no, he'd successfully managed to ruin that dream all by himself. It was Nick who had distanced himself from the most incredible woman that had ever walked into his life. He'd pushed her away, driving her back into the arms of her previous lover. This was all on him, and he knew it. The wail that left his throat sounded like the cry of a wild animal, echoing across the valley below. Will I ever find happiness again? He lamented out loud. Why does it continually elude me, and why do the women in my life walk out on me? Just when things were coming together, when his dreams seemed to finally be falling into place, his whole world was torn asunder, collapsing around him. What on earth was he going to do now? He couldn't imagine life without her. The feel of her body against his, the touch and taste of her, and the deep connection they both felt for each other. To no longer lose himself in the exquisite climaxes he'd experienced with her, the shared passion and desire, greater than anything he'd ever felt before, left him empty and lost. A searing pain speared him as he thought about what he'd thrown away. Her open and honest nature, her passion and sensuality, her kindness and overwhelming love. If he closed his eyes, he could still feel her smooth skin, smell her delicious scent, the silken touch of her tawny hair, the intimate sounds she made, and the heat of her responsive body beneath him as he drove deeply into her. He would never find another woman like her. What the hell have I done? 1. 10 weeks earlier. The fasten seatbelt sign lit up as the first officer's voice sounded over the intercom. Would the cabin crew please prepare for landing? Jordana Talbot flipped the lid of her laptop shut and stowed it in the seat pocket. She was tired, but excited at the prospect of a fresh start on the other side of Australia. Relaxing back against the headrest, the events of the past month ran through her mind. She'd caught the red eye out of Perth at midnight, due to land in Sydney in another 20 minutes. She rolled her shoulders and neck to relieve the tension in her body. Since leaving London with her partner Patrick, Perth had been a home base for the past 2 years. He had accepted a fabulous job opportunity there, too good to miss, and even though it was on the opposite side of the world to where she'd grown up.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?